know about the images that were taken? What those? What is the method that was used where they observed reflective things in the sky from, what was it? Was it radar or what? Do you know what I'm talking about, Jamie? We've discussed this before. Like they have photographs of the sky. They have some sort of an image of the sky from the 1960s. And they showed that there were multiple things that were metallic that were...
I think you might be talking about Beatriz Villarroel, this Stockholm University astrophysicist.
That's it.
She's amazing. So
Yes.
I'll get back to this in a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
But she basically has these astronomical plates from the Palomar Observatory.
That's what it is.
Palomar Observatory was the most prominent observatory in use at the time. And she has these transients that she's gotten on these astronomical plates. The plates have basically this emulsion that's sensitive to light, so that, basically when light goes through, the optical circuitry of the telescope and then it hits the plate, you see like stars and planets and all sorts of things. You have a record of what's in the sky, right? And she saw 105,000 what she calls transients, which are light-reflecting mirror-like objects, probably in geostationary orbit, which is where I think we see a lot of UFOs. And this is before Sputnik, before a man-made satellite was ever in space. This is from 1949 to 1957. It gets crazier because a PhD from Vanderbilt University named Stephen Bruehl then correlated those transients. They show up more around nuclear detonations, nuclear tests. It's wild.
Right.
And you have people like Brian Keating and, Sabine Hossenfelder, who are like conventional physicists who are talking about this now, who are like, yeah, we don't really have a perfect debunk on this. Some people have thrown cosmic rays at it. Some people have said, solar rays, but neither of those make any sense. And then there's a former NASA astronomer named Ivo Busko who showed that some of these transits have it's called a coma, which is like a little looks like a little comet tail on the transient, and that gets created by the optical circuitry of the telescope itself. So the number one debunk on Beatrice was that these transients were artifacts of chemical staining and like issues, they call them plate defects. And Ivo Busko is basically saying, no, the light is going through the telescope. It's going through the telescope, so it has to be an artifact of something outside of the telescope. So you're left with one conclusion, which is UFOs. And then you get into the fact that NASA has what are called like uncorrelated targets all the time. Like there's noise in the sky. There are transients that are detected all the time in the sky, and we just sort of rule it out all the time. So it's really crazy, and I think it's very hard to debunk. And if she proves this to be true, this is a not only Copernican-level discovery, it is greater than that. It is a wild discovery. And I don't know, I don't want to say I'm like, 100% sure it's legit. It's a little beyond my pay grade when it comes to the science, but I have not heard one good debunk on it. Not one.
Whoa.